The Super Mario Brothers movie hits theaters April 5th. This is a feature-length animated film based off of the classic Nintendo Entertainment System video game. It is also from Illumination Studios that brought you the Despicable Me and Minions franchises. Chris Pratt from the Guardians of the Galaxy movies voices Mario, Anya Taylor-Joy voices Princess Peach, and Charlie Day voices Luigi. The Super Mario Brothers movie comes in on my April list, and on my guests' April list, Shawn Jackson from Lost in the Reel joins me to talk about the Super Mario Brothers movie, not to be mistaken with Super Mario Brothers, the awful movie from 1993. I will give Shawn the first word on the Super Mario Brothers movie.
The movie that's probably everyone's number one for April.
It's on my list too.
Is the Super Mario Brothers movie. I mean, how we've been waiting for this movie to come out forever. Like, obviously, it's been expected. You know, like they're gonna do a Super Mario Brothers movie.
They already did one.
Right.
Awful.
Well, the less said about that, the better.
Yeah.
But I love that they've gone the animation route, and I mean they would have to after the live action one. But the animation looks beautiful. It looks like they've definitely put a lot of care into making, you know, all the fans of the games, you know, have a lot of Easter eggs in this. I have trepidation with this film only because it is Illumination, and nothing against the studio, but the only movies I like from them are the Sing movies, which Sing 2 I think is great, Sing 1, and then maybe Despicable Me 1. But all of their other movies are just pure cash grab to me. And I'm worried that this might be, you know, another just cash grab. Like, it's a lot of like, in your face, here's the Easter eggs, you know, here you go, fans of the games, you know, and not have like an actual interesting story or, you know, something that you can connect to on a human or emotional level. So I'm going in not expecting a lot, but hoping that it's entertaining.
This one is also on my list. It is a little bit higher, but the fact that this is Illumination, I have mixed feelings on Illumination.
Mm-hmm.
I try and couch my expectations because we all think that everything should be the same quality as Pixar. And if you think about the fact that Pixar comes out of Lucasfilm from the 80s and Toy Story came out in like 95. So Pixar as a studio has a decade and a half more experience making films than Illumination does. So for Illumination to come out in 2007-8 with the first Despicable Me movie, they're facing they're having to make up a lot of ground in terms of animation quality and an audience that is expecting Pixar level animation quality.
That's fair.
So most of the earlier films in Illumination are not as high quality as Pixar. I think it's a little unfair by my stand, you know, when I really think about it. And if you look at the highlight points of the Illumination films, you know, so many great characters and good moments that when I see the trailer for Super Mario Brothers movie, and the animation looks at least a level or two higher.
It looks incredible.
Yeah, and I had to start looking up the film to realize, oh, this is Illumination. This does not look like a quote unquote Illumination style film. So the fact that they're kind of stepping it up a little bit is what I was sort of finding interesting.
My problem with Illumination has nothing to do with their animation quality. It has everything to do with story. I think, and I personally feel like Illumination, their best film is the first Despicable Me, which was their first feature film. I think that movie is phenomenal, and I still to this day am obsessed with that movie. It's where I feel like they almost got so caught up in like, the Minions are making money, so let's make movies about Minions, and dogs are fun. People love dogs. Let's make a shitty movie about dogs. Like, I feel like they got so caught up in that they lost their like originality and their creativity along the way. that's kind of where I am with them.
Yeah, and I have not seen the Pets movie. I've seen the trailers for it, but that's another one where I saw the trailers and I was like, eh. My number 4 movie, I think you had it at number 5, Super Mario Brothers.
Yep.
It is my number 4 movie. It's funny because I was 8, 9, 10 years old, something like that, when Super Mario Brothers, the video game, came out on Nintendo. And that was like, we didn't have an Atari when I was growing up, so that Nintendo was like, I know my parents definitely regretted getting it for us for Christmas, because I was button mashing, for a couple of years there on on the Super Mario Brothers. Then by the time Super Mario Bros, the live action film, came out in '93, I was in high school by then. So, that kind of era moved past me, and I was like, really, a Super Mario Brothers movie? Like, ugh. And sure enough, that film was awful. So when I saw that this trailer was coming out, and thinking, like Sonic was better than it should have been. It's not a great film, but it is entertaining, and they did spend all that time to rework the character after everyone kind of thumbed their nose at the first trailers and the first design for Sonic. And looking at the character designs, there's just something really right about the character designs, the animation style, that Illumination got right. And it looks like they've so stepped up their game in terms of animation quality and colors and textures. And, they've always had the character elements there in their films, but this looks like they're just stepping up to a whole nother level. And maybe this is because Super Mario Brothers and Nintendo is such a valuable IP that this is them trying to impress Nintendo for the rights to other films, I hope, because that's it's a good positive motivation to have all that cash money motivation. But when you watch the trailers and they have just the overload on the cute character moments, the Chris Pratt being the voice of Mario, I love the combination of bright colors, shiny objects, and these characters that we all know all too well, and then the inclusion of Donkey Kong not being the centerpiece, but still there, and probably will go to his own spin-off very shortly. Super Mario Brothers. And you're right. Everyone else probably has it at number 1. I'm a little bit more cautious, so it's number 4 on my list. But I am really looking forward to Super Mario Brothers, the movie.
Yeah, I'll definitely be seeing it opening weekend, nonetheless.
Yes.